from Elite Dangerous, where I am getting closer to being elite. If we take a look at my stats, we'll see that I'm 76% elite at this point. Right after Tycoon comes Elite, so I am 25% away from being elite. And what I've been doing for the last 2 days is the Bellis to Hayden passenger run, where I go to Tombaugh platform, I pick up economy passengers heading for Hayden. It's about 500,000 light seconds, and I'm now heading back towards Searfoss Enterprise in Hayden with a full load. You can see I've got 958 million Krusty Roberts at this point. And I generally gain 1% trade rank for each mission. So I've got as many missions as I could carry. I'm in my Anaconda. I've got 160 tons of people space. I've got about 37.37 light year jump distance. So it's not highly optimized, but it gets the job done. And we can see I've got 8 million, 15 million, 16 million, 17, 20, 30, 35, 39, 44, 50, 53. I've got about 53 million credits on this run. I should bring my rank up another 11%, so I should be 86% after this run. And I'll be at just about 1 billion credits in the bank at the close of this run. I filled up pretty quick this time. It took about 20 minutes to fill up. It's a 25-minute trip once I get into Hayden. I avoid interdictions until I get within about a minute of the station by keeping the station out to the right. That takes me off the plane that everybody else is going to travel. Probably off the system ecliptic. I think that might be how it's set up. So I keep it off to the right, which means I'm not going to be interdicted until I get real close to the station. And then I generally get interdicted 2 or 3 times. I don't submit to interdictions. I just keep fighting the interdiction until I win. So far in this game, I've really only been interdicted maybe 3 times. So there's nothing to do for another 18 minutes. So let's just enjoy the trip. I thought I would stream the last 25% of what it takes to make elite in trade. And as it turns out, hauling passengers is a really good way to increase trade rank. And if you take a look at it, I'm at 25% Federation rank. So the surprise for me was that I'm also increasing my Federation rank. Not by a lot, but a bit. Typically what I do to raise Federation rank is I do planetary scans, mainly for the money. And then I end up getting merits at this point with Zachary Hudson, because I want the 50 million. And you can see that I've currently got a bit over 10,000 merits. That gets me the 50 million credits every Thursday. Doesn't take long to earn 5,000 merits. I generally do that in my Python, where I've got 200 tons of cargo. Then I haul 200 merits on my way out, do some planetary scans, just enough to pay for the amount that I have to pay so I could fill up on merits, both outbound and inbound. That's about 2 million credits. So as long as I earn about 2 million credits on the planetary scan, on the way back, I'll haul merits in the form of intel. That gives me 400 merits per cycle. I can do a cycle in maybe 20 minutes. So I end up pulling maybe, if I'm efficient, maybe 600 merits per hour. And I generally get all my 5,000 merits by early Saturday morning. So I start, midday on a Thursday. I've got all my merits done. That gives me 50 million credits. And then I came out to do the Bellis Hayden run. And I've gone from a little over 300 million to what's going to be about $1 billion here shortly. I've gained 2 trade ranks so far. About to gain my 3rd, which will give me elite. I'm in an Anaconda, which means I made more than enough money to pay for the Conda. And then I switched over to, haul passengers, because I don't really see the Anaconda as being a very good combat ship. Federal gunship is a much better combat ship than the Anaconda, in my opinion. Python is a much better combat ship than the Conda. And the Anaconda is just so freaking expensive to make it into a combat-fitted ship. I mean, the armor itself, which I hadn't bought, the armor is hideously expensive. I think it's like 70 million credits. So then I decided to make it into a Jumpaconda. But then I found out that I had such a small distributor that I couldn't boost. I know that people put a 1D distributor into their Jumpacondas, and I could do that, but I like to boost. So I basically got the smallest modules I can have where I get a little bit of boost speed. I don't need this ship to be fast. I don't need it to be a 60 light year jump range. So I ended up with a little over 37. And in my experience, anything north of 25 light years is pretty good. That makes traveling around reasonable. Of course, I've got a fuel scoop, which I don't use when I'm just doing an 11 light year jump, obviously. But I use the fuel scoop when I'm traveling, so, the ship is set up to travel. I think I'm going to keep doing the Bellis Hayden run. It's about 25 minutes. It's pretty fast. decent money. I'm up to 50 million credits now. My first 5 or 6 runs, I was below 20 million. But after you go cordial and you start getting friendly, they give you more money. So now I'm about 50 million. Now, as you can see, I keep the station I'm going to off to the right. That gets me out of the shipping lanes. When I get down to a minute of travel time left, then I'll angle back in. I'll be interdicted a couple times. I'll be pretty close to the station at that point. Then I just line up and land and dock and do my thing, and away we go. Now you can see there's one ship trailing me. So if we check the scanner, I've actually got a Cobra and a Viper. So I'm likely going to be interdicted at least twice. But they can't catch me at this point because I'm going like 800C. But the moment I slow down, in another 2 minutes of travel time, they're suddenly going to be able to catch me. And then I'll probably see 2 interdictions back to back. And we got about another 10 minutes before I'm docked. So the other passenger run I was thinking about doing once I get my notes out. Give me a moment. Just got to bring up Evernote. The other passenger run I was thinking about doing was Upsilon Aquarii over to LTT 9360. I've heard you can make about 3 times the credits on that one, but it's also about 1.8 million light seconds. So you get 3 times the credits for 3 times the distance. I may do that during the day, but I wasn't doing that on the weekend because the lady I'm living with at this point, turns out she hates video games with a passion, and she harasses me every time she catches me trying to make content for YouTube, which is what I'm doing now. And so it's just easier if I've only got a 20-minute commitment, because her go-to thing with me is, oh, you're addicted to video games. You're addicted. You play them all the time. You have to play them. I don't have to do this. I do it for enjoyment. I do it to make content for my YouTube channel that I'm trying to grow. And at this point, I'm making a video on my road to Elite. And after about 10 weeks of playing, I finally got to the point of being close enough to going Elite that I could actually make a run at it. Up until 2 days ago, I didn't really care about being Elite. But now I've gotten so close doing the Bellis Hayden run that I'm going to be Elite today. Probably in the next 3 to 4 runs. So by that time I'll probably have 1.2 billion credits banked, and I'll be Elite. And then I'm going to make a video going to the Founders World. And then I'm probably going to head out to Upsilon Aquarii and check that run out during the day. It's you know, it's 40 minutes in Super Cruise. But, you know, that would give me an opportunity to maybe do that and, you know, check emails or whatnot, take phone calls. And then make probably 150 million credits per run. Now, I wouldn't do that from the start because I would start out with no real standing with any of the factions. All right, so I'm a minute away. So I just angle in. When I get within 15 seconds, I slow down. I'll be interdicted because you can see those two guys are still behind me. I do have two small weapons on this ship at this point. So if I needed to fight, which I'm never going to do in this run, I could potentially do that. My plan is to not submit to the interdiction and not be interdicted. I've been successful so far. And then I'm going to dock. Now you can see on the hologram that the docking port mail slot is right there. Now I'm going to get interdicted right about now. So I'll have to line up again. And if I don't get interdicted, I'll be surprised. Oh, there he is. There's my interdiction. Now, even in a Conda, I can chase that escape vector around. Usually goes off to the right, off to the left. Alright, so I evaded that one. Interdicted again. Told you. I'm also using my lateral thrusters. Which also work at Super Cruise. Because the Conda just is a super slow, big pig. Alright, so the mill slot is right there. And I'm lined up. Look at that. 2 interdictions, and I still got lined up. So now it's just a matter of riding it in. I shouldn't have to do any realignment. There's my mail slot. Shouldn't be any more interdictions. There were just the 2 guys following me. I'd be very surprised if I do get interdicted before I dock. And if you're just joining me, this is the end of the Bellis Hayden run. I've got a full load of passengers. I'm in a Conda. I'm about to dock. Collect my 50 million and some change. Boost my trade status, my trade rank up from 75% to probably 86%. And that means I got maybe 2 more runs before I am trade elite. Now, if I get interrupted, it'll be for a business call, but I don't think that's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. It might. This is during the business day. Okay. Still lined up. It's going to be off towards the right a little bit, which is not bad. The Conda is just a slow-moving ship. And I don't like to have to fly around to the back of the station. There we go. I like to hit the mail slot from above.
Delay C, Charlie Alpha Papa. Federal Flight Control Channel open. Observe docking protocols if you wish to land.
Roger that, I do wish to land. Just don't shoot at me. I gotta chase the mail slot around a little bit. But my speed is set at 100. And I like to come from above.
Decrease speed to 100.
Because I like to swing in from above. So I can get the top of my ship lined up for the top of the mail slot. And that guy just got ahead of me. Let the docking computer do its thing.
Landing permission granted. Assigned to landing pad 32.
Did you see that NPC that just snuck in right ahead of me? That's about the most dangerous thing you're going to run into.
Landing successful. Engines disengaged.
And yeah, I use a docking computer. Especially on a Conda. Alright, so I was at 75% Tycoon. Let's see where we got. I was at 958 mil. Yep, offloading passengers. Now I have to dump my cargo hold. I do have 16 tons of cargo. Because I'm going to end up with a bunch of missions that will give me little trinkets that I don't need. Let's see. Alright, we're empty again. Now I can go back and offload passengers. So I'm getting roughly 50 million credits an hour at this point. Started out around 20 million per hour.
Incoming message. Incoming message.
Let's see, is that everybody? That is everybody. Alright. Let's see what trinkets I got. I think that's everything. That's everything. Alright, so let's take a look at my fitting. First, let's take a look at what my stats are. 83% Tycoon. That might mean, well, that's about 2 more runs. Yep, 2 more runs, I'll be elite. 26% Federation rank. Of course, I'm trying to get enough money to be able to buy and fit A-rate the Corvette, which is probably going to take about 1.2, 1.3 billion. So, you know, another good reason to make money. Well, let's just take a look at my fitting before I head back to fill up again. Of course, I'm going to order lunch. Get me a pizza in the works before I do my next run. And then before I head back, my pizza should be here and I should be able to eat it. Alright, for hard points, the only thing I've got is 2 small pulse lasers. They're turrets, because it's a big ship. I do have utility mounts. I've got 2 heat sinks, and 2-point defense, and 2 chaff. For core internal, I've got lightweight alloys, a 6D power plant. I could have a smaller power plant, but frankly, I've got 6D at this point because the difference in jump range wasn't that much between 5 and 6. And 4 is way too small. I know it's not optimally small, but that's life. I got 5D thrusters that are engineered for dirty drive. Frame shift drive, engineered for jump range. It's a plus 39%. 5D life support. 8D power distributor because I want to be able to boost. 8D sensors that are set up for lightweight. And for optionals, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 6E economies, 2 5E economies. That gives me about 160 passengers. A 5A fuel scoop. That's about the minimum you'd want on a Conda. A 4E cargo, because I need cargo space. A 4C biweave that's engineered for thermal, plus 35%. I also got a slight boost on broken regen rate. Advanced discovery scanner, because why not? A docking computer, because, you know, I want to spend my time playing and not docking. And then I left the module reinforcement in because, you know, who cares? It's no real weight. And I've got horizons, so I've got the planetary approach. Well, that's my ship. I'm going to close out this video. I'm going to make one more run and then do another video when I go elite. I'm at just a little bit over 1 billion credits in the bank. I am 26% of the way towards getting my Corvette, and 83% Tycoon. So that's it for me. Please be sure to subscribe, share, like, if you like the video. Hey, at least I'm talking, right? And we'll catch you next time. Fly safe.